Hello, everybody. Nice to see you all. Thanks for coming to the stream today. Obviously, things got shifted around a bunch on the time, so I appreciate you all being patient and understanding. I am currently prepping for a vacation that I'm leaving on tomorrow. I'll be gone for a total of 8 days, so you will be out without Grim for 8 days. Sorry about that. I hope you're all doing well, though. I am going to try to record 2 videos that I've been wanting to record for a while, and schedule those to be posted a little, in staggered times next week, so that there's some content coming to the channels. But for those of you on the Twitch side of things, it'll be a little quiet on Twitch. YouTube side of things, it should be 2 pre-recorded videos landing hopefully next week. But regardless, when I do get back from vacation on the 26th, we'll hit it hard. We'll get back to streaming. A little bit of a quiet time in Star Citizen, so I don't think it's too much of an issue right now. But yes, nice to see you all in chat. Thank you very much. Mootkins in chat saying, hope you got home safe and sound from Quantum. I did, Mootkins. It was great meeting you there. It was just a fantastic event. We're gonna talk all about it. Everyone, Mootkins was there, doing an absolutely incredible job, along with his brother, just killing it there on the organization side of Quantum. It said, oh, there's AAK. Yes, hello, man. How are you? Nice to see you again. Also there. We're gonna talk all about it. It was a cool. Oh, Shimpasta's in chat too. Got to finally meet Shimpasta in person, which was awesome. We're gonna talk all about Quantum. I'll start the stream today talking about Quantum. I got some pictures to show. Some things to share. So that was really cool. We're going to watch the RSI Meteor video because that came out from CIG while I was traveling, so we didn't get to look at it. Yeah, that'll be the show today. Otherwise, it's been pretty quiet. I did hear some interesting Star Citizen nuggets from developers at the event, which I assume I can share, so we'll probably do that. Yes, I did make it home safe, though. Honestly, the trip back was very easy. The trip there was a little problematic, but the trip from Vegas back to Columbus, Ohio was real smooth, very easy to deal with, no problems there. I do want to remind everybody real quick, RSI Perseus giveaway still going on. Going to be giving that away at the end of July. It is possible, and I'll put the link down in chat. It is possible I may extend this giveaway an extra week past the original end date. The reason is because I wanted to plan some big promotional streams and videos to coincide with the event ending, or with the giveaway ending. And because of Quantum, I'm just a little bit, and the vacation I'm going on, I'm a little bit behind on that. So I might extend it 1 more week, okay? So get your entries in on that. Still going on. Going to be big. RSI Perseus, we all know that ship's coming later this year. So we'll definitely be riding the hype train, the Perseus hype train, throughout to the end of year, and or whenever it comes out, probably IAE. So it's a fantastic ship to give away. All right, let's jump right into it. First off, everyone, thank you for the follows. Thank you for the support. I think I got a couple follows a few minutes ago. AK, Rokas, yeah, thank you, everyone, for those follows. XD, ASC, I'm terrible with pronouncing names, by the way, everyone. So thank you for the follows. I appreciate it. For those of you that I met at Quantum, it was awesome meeting you. It was just a fantastic time. I truly hope they do it next year. I would like for them to do it next year again. I would love to be a speaker again if possible. And, I think my wife wants to come out and come with me and all that good stuff. Rokas 32, your Quantum presentation was amazing. Well, thank you very much. I hope so. I felt I had it planned a certain way, and it didn't quite go off how it was planned to go in terms of the staggering of the videos. But it was a little bit more piecemeal than it was supposed to be, but it still went off okay, I think, and hopefully you all enjoyed it. She wants to know what happens in Vegas. Exactly. I did get a few questions, but I was a good kid. let's talk about Quantum Vegas. First off, fantastic event. This was only my second Star Citizen event. Well, no, sorry, third. This is my third one. Before that, I went to a smaller Equinox event here in Columbus. It was pretty small, but a lot of fun. And then I went to the following year's Equinox event here in Columbus, which was much bigger. It was like a full-on kind of mini convention, and that was a lot of fun. We had a Starjump booth and all that stuff, so it was really awesome. So this was the first, or this was the third event I've been to, and the first event with CIG staff in attendance, which was really cool, and we'll talk about that. But Quantum Vegas was just this last weekend. It started with a Friday night Bar Citizen event at Area 15. You can see that down here in the pictures. And then, of course, Quantum Vegas was on the Saturday. Now, there was a Sunday brunch. I really wish I could have gone to that. For those of you possibly in chat who did go to that, I'm super jealous. I did have to head to the airport to get home. But anyway, fantastic event. For those of you that don't remember the lineup, we had the Poets, Kim and Nate Ellis from EE Studios. I'm going to talk a little bit about them here in a minute. Obviously, Sandy Roberts came out. Sean Tracy from CIG as well. Galactica and Xylo came. And those were the CIG group that came. I was there, of course. Paul Shelley, the Astro Historian, was there. Serious Fun was one of the moderators, did a crazy good job. Daniel Raymond, Voice of Ray's Guide, was there as well. Griffin Gaming RPG, you all know Griff from Soul Citizens, did a killer job organizing, planning this event. Again, huge shout out to him. Commander Fran, bringing the expertise and knowledge from the Beacon event stuff. Had some great conversations with him. For those of you that followed Beacon in the past, you'll know that I did some content for Beacon. I did a presentation remotely for Beacon one time. I want to do that again if they do Beacon again. And then, of course, Nick at Night, who lives kind of near me now. Nick at Night organized, he's the vice president of Bar Citizen International, so he was sort of oversaw the Bar Citizen event on Friday, which again was a huge success. I'll swing back up to that Friday night Bar Citizen. Is it this one? Yeah, this one. So here's a few pictures from that event, and here's what's crazy. CIG offered up over $10,000 worth of ship giveaways for Quantum. Over $10,000 worth of ship giveaways. They had everything from freaking Argo rafts to Super Hornets to C2 or to M2 Hercules, all kinds of ships on up for offer. They even gave away a Carrack on Quantum Vegas Day on the Saturday. Trispone, hope you're well. Hope you're well. Salute to you, buddy. Fire, yeah, I was glad to meet you too. See here, he was also Raka says got himself a 600i. Oh, okay, you won the 600i. That's right. And yes, and we gave away a gaming PC. They gave away a gaming PC from CLX. Again, it was a huge event. So going through a few of the pictures here. Do these get bigger? I guess not. Anyways, there's some of the pictures. The entryway to Area 15. First off, the Area 15 event we should or location we should talk about. It was just a really wild place. Do I have a picture here? I do have a picture. Here's a picture of me standing in front of this tree, which was the meeting place for the Bar Citizen event. You can see the sign right here. This event started where we went inside and there was a big bar, like kind of open bar area that you could walk all around, and we all met up there. There was a ton of people there. People were kind of coming and going. I was walking in by myself. I originally was thinking, is anyone going to know me? Am I going to know anybody? What am I walking into? You have that initial feeling of like, am I just going to be like, am I going to know anyone or connect to anybody? And as I was walking up, this guy and his wife were walking out, and he just pointed at me and said, Grim. And I said, hey. And we got into a huge conversation, and I wasn't even at the Bar Citizen yet, and he was just like, yeah, you were one of the reasons that I came out. and he's he's someone that's watched the stream a bunch, and I was super excited to meet him. He's really really friendly. We got to talk him for a good 10 minutes there just on the way, and made my way to the event, and then right away you just run into tons of people, which was awesome. Everybody's welcoming each other. Everyone's super friendly. You're seeing both people you only know their names and you don't know what they look like. So you get introduced to someone, they'll say, "Oh, this is so and so," and you're like, "Oh, I know you." And then sometimes you recognize their face through just through previous events or just having seen their face on video or something before. So really really great. Some of the first people I met when I walked up was a lot of the Soul Citizens and New Soul group. So met Pops and Fist to Face, met Fast Car and Griff. They were all kind of right there. So that was kind of my first meetup of anyone I knew, which was fantastic to see them. I did see Griff at Equinox. I had met him before at Equinox, so that was really cool. And again, just the Soul Citizens group, we've always supported them here at Starjump. They've always supported us, so it was really really great meeting them in person again. So we all hung out at the bar area, and you can see here it got pretty crowded. I have some additional pictures. Oh, thank you, Gladiator, for the follow. Appreciate that. Is this from the... Nope, that's from the actual event. I was looking to see if I had many pictures from inside. Yes, I do. I got some pictures from inside. Let me bring those up, everybody. So bringing up some additional pictures from inside the Bar Citizen event. Again, meeting up with great people throughout the night. I met Paul finally. I met Paul finally. Assured him that I will be on some more episodes of the Captain's Table. Definitely want to do that. Paul, it was great meeting Paul in person just because, yes, let me just shout out real quick. Mootkins, thank you for reminding me. Big shout out to Fast Cart, Griffin Gaming RPG, CC Creator, Serious Fun, or Mel. Just again, awesome group of people, a bunch of support staff. Again, and I'll be honest with you, I forget all the names. It was just so many people running about, making things happen. Chrome Ninja, Mootkins. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. They just really did a lot to put the event together and make it seem actually really professional. I actually thought I was at like a CIG event. Like that's how put together this thing was. But it was great meeting Paul. Finally, we had some discussion. But I think Paul was in the same boat I was, which is where people were approaching us and saying, "Hey, I love your content," and wanted to talk with us a bit. So I didn't talk to Paul a ton at Bar Citizen, but it was great meeting him. And hey, Kavotha, salute to you. And it was finally great putting that face to a name. I'm a big fan of the Astro Historian stuff. I love the lore, so it was great meeting Paul. Nice guy in person too, by the way. Very nice guy. Obviously, meeting the New Soul guys, and of course Sean Tracy. Sean Tracy from CIG was there. Had really great conversation with Sean. First off, shout out to the CIG people if you've never met any of them at events or something like that. Very warm, very friendly, willing to talk about almost anything. You can ask them about almost any sort of question. Me, Sean, Fist, some other people. We talked to. Oh, Piss Poor Pete just rated the channel with 121 viewers. Piss Poor Pete, hope you're well. Salute to you. Thank you for the raid. I hope you had a great stream. We're talking Quantum Vegas 2955. Piss Poor Pete says, "Wowie chat wanted someone good." So are you sure you came to the right place, Pete? Hope you're doing well, buddy. Thank you for sending your community over here. I do appreciate it. Everyone, don't forget, we are giving away an RSI Perseus right now. Giving that away at the end of July. If you want the link to enter that, there's a bunch of free ways to get in on that giveaway. I just posted the link in chat, so get in on that. Doing an RSI Perseus giveaway coming up real soon. Make sure you jump on that. But thank you very much, Pete. Appreciate you, buddy. We're going through some photos from Quantum Vegas 2955, talking about that event and my experiences there. Had an absolutely fabulous time. Meeting Sean Tracy was really great. Again, tech guy. Been at CIG from the very beginning. Remember, he worked on the original Kickstarter thing along with Chris Roberts, and it was just great talking to him. Super friendly. We talked a lot about the engine. We talked a lot about Star Engine. We talked a lot about Unreal. We talked a lot about Nanite. We talked a lot about content versus features. And, one of the things I told Sean was I was like, I was kind of against the feature focus this year originally. I wanted, I was against the content driven stuff for this year. I really wanted new feature development to continue. But I told him, I said, I will count myself as being wrong. I have played Star Citizen more this year than I ever have, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. And he reaffirmed that too. He said, it's been great being able to focus on content for a little bit. It's allowed us to really focus in on some problematic areas of the game, some that are still being worked on, obviously, things like ATC and transit and stuff. But it's been great to be able to focus on that without having to worry about feature push. And he was just really excited, and that was great to see, but also really realistic. He wasn't speaking like any marketing speak whatsoever. He was very much talking about the highs and lows of development. We talked a lot about Unreal. We talked about, and this is something that I know of from a lot of my friends that are in game development, my friend Corey at Rockstar, my friend Rick over at Bethesda. A lot of people think the Unreal Engine is just like a miracle engine that can make any game under the sun be amazing, and it's just not the case. I've heard this from multiple game developers, by the way, that are very high up in game development. My friend Rick is a senior director at Bethesda, and while a lot of them love certain features from Unreal, it's not as easy as just making your game run on it. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. But I kind of got the same from Sean Tracy. There's some really great things that Unreal's doing. There's also some great things that Unity is doing. Is all of that stuff going to work for Star Citizen and what is planned at the scale and depth? No, it's not, and that's okay. It's not a hit against Unreal or Unity, but it was just talking more realistic, about the sort of the realistic aspect of dealing with game engines. So it was really fascinating. Did tell me one interesting thing though. Sean did tell me that we'll be seeing another Valacar very soon, and this one is different than the ones we've been dealing with because it's not underground. It's not underground. There's a little. Maybe I'll tell you what environment this one exists in here shortly. Well, I'll let you stew on that for a little bit. But the next Valacar we deal with won't be underground. There we go. So it was great meeting Sean. Absolutely loved him. Super nice guy to talk to. Again, just so many great people. Oh man, I forget the names. I'm sorry. There's so many people. I have a lot of pictures here that I don't know everyone I was talking to. Your Lordship, salute to you. Hope you're well. But it was just great meeting everybody. And again, you can see Mega Mart in the back. Just a really cool place. Let's see here. Oh, here's me with the Poets. DePoets was one of the hosts of the event, and it was great seeing him. I met so many Starjump fans too, and it was just fantastic meeting fans of the show, people that watch the content or are just big fans of Fleet Viewer. That was a lot of fun talking to them about that. Everyone came up, said how much they love Starjump Fleet Viewer, how much they use it every day. I had several people come up and say, "Oh man, Fleet Viewer is my most visited website." I was like, "Okay, good." But there I am with the Poets and some other great people there at the event. There's a picture of me and Galactica. Galactica was there. Absolutely awesome meeting her. Super friendly, brought a lot of energy to the event. She is a wonderful ambassador for CIG, and she did a fantastic job there as a community liaison. She was giving out these cards here. You can see me. There we go. There we go. These little Wicklow cards is what she was giving out. And on the back of them, that is the card you redeem to get the very limited edition Hollow Vandal Skull for your hangar. So these are the cards that they would give out for that. Really cool. Got one of those. Both her and Xylo were on site handing those out. Let's see here. Let's keep going. So yeah, great meeting Glasgow. She just brought so much energy to the event. So big shout out to her. Easy the Goon. You might be onto something. Here is, so while we were hanging out at the bar area, by the way, at one point later on the evening, we all went out to the exterior. They had sort of a courtyard thing there, and they did all the ship giveaways and other giveaways, and you can see that here in some of these pictures. Is obviously hosted by Nick at Night. Standing up over here, they're out of frame, but was Galactica and Xylo, again helping with the giveaways. And there's just a ton of people, a who's who of people out here in the crowd. Here's some video. You can see all the people. Space Coder is with the cowboy hat on. Hey, Fast Card, salute to you. You can see a lot of people, a lot of energy. Everyone was excited. Fast Card sees himself out there. Fast Card did a great job at the event, too. Everyone give Fast Card a salute in chat.
Okay, that's fair. I'm glad I'm not off the course here.
So there you go. You see people winning ships, and CIG brought a lot of physical merch too to give away, which was really cool. Yeah, the wheel. We'll definitely get to the wheel. We'll definitely get to the wheel. Here's another video. There's the Poets and Xylo.
So we have a Drake cutter.
Ooh, good little ship. Great little ship. I'll take another one.
You can dupe all your size 1 components.
Yeah, duping!
Again, the energy there was awesome. Everyone was loving it. Everyone was excited.
Hell yeah!
Free packages.
You can see Daniel Raymond in there in the background. So there we go. There's another piece of video. So this was, we'll move over to the day of the event. So that was Bar Citizen. On Saturday, though, we went, the actual event started, the actual Quantum Vegas event. This started Saturday morning, bright and early. And they've got some pictures here on their website under media, which I love that they put up. And here's some great photos. The event space itself, it was such an awesome area, by the way, to do an event. Just all the walls, all 4 walls had like animated star fields on them, so it was perfect. The stage cameras projected the stage video on 3 of the walls, so that was really great. Yeah, I know. Sorry about the vertical video, Cheetah. I don't usually do that, but I did it this time. And they have some of my pictures up here, which is really great. Here's me. Me and Paul were over on the side table during the meet and greet autograph signing phase of this, and me and Paul ended up signing a ton of posters. I had a bunch of Starjump posters delivered to the event, about 400 or so, and me and Paul signed a bunch of posters, which was a big treat. We got to sign them along with the EE Studios and, of course, CIG staff, so that was a lot of fun. There's me and Sandy Roberts backstage. Sandy, I'll talk about her really quick. Sandy is a true gem, like one of the nicest people ever. Didn't matter what she was doing. If you wanted a picture with her, she would grab a picture with you. She would talk with you. I ended up having a couple chats with her backstage just about the film industry and how her and her family enjoy acting, and we talked about the post-production industry and all that stuff. On the way out, I did give Sandy a special Starjump coin, challenge coin, which she was very grateful for, and I told her to please communicate to Chris Roberts, how appreciative Starjump is for letting us have things like Fleet Viewer and not bringing those services down and letting the fans do stuff like that. So yeah, Bob Smith says she flew in from Manchester, or she's still in LA. I think they have a place in Austin, so she had some stuff in Austin she had to do, and so I think she was flying into the States, into LA, and then going to Austin. I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but Sandy was incredible. First off, from a marketing perspective, I've worked in marketing for 25 years. Her involvement in Star Citizen and helping develop the sort of the marketing plan for CIG, it was fascinating to talk to her because, like it or not, it's incredibly successful. And so for me, just from marketing standpoint, it was cool to talk to her about some of that stuff. Rancid, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. But Sandy was great. She was incredible. I really personally would love for us to see Sandy more like in Star Citizen content again, doing videos like she used to, like with the, what was it, Around the Verse and all that. Reverse the Verse. I can't remember what it was called. But I don't know. I think she just brings a great vibe to the project. I know some people don't want to see Chris as much anymore. Sandy's met, they like the new stuff. I really love the old content. It felt a little bit just like a little bit more passionate to me, and I do miss seeing her. I do love the Jared stuff too. I just wish we got a little bit of both. But Sandy was just obviously a great ambassador for the game. It was awesome meeting her. She was super sweet. Again, more awesome pictures. There's the Poets and Commander Fran from Beacon on stage. See Nick at Night poking in the back here. At the end, we all stood here and did a picture on stage. There's a funny story about that too. But there's Galaxica and Sean Tracy. The Poets land down and a bunch of people in the background. I am really sad that I didn't get to meet Sen. I think she's right here. I watch her content and was sad I didn't actually meet her in person. I never introduced myself, although I've rated her multiple times on a stream. Here's a backstage picture of several of us. Obviously, Daniel Raymond, Lefty, Natronics, the Poets, Paul, myself, Xylo, all kinds of people back there. And this is a picture from the Mission Builder set. I'll show that here in a little bit better for myself. Picture of signing, CIG signing autographs here. Again, it was cool that they were signing them all on Starjump posters, which I thought was pretty rad. I can show you the posters I brought here in a second when my computer behaves. There is a picture of us on stage. This crotch right here on the far left, I don't know if you can see that. Can I zoom in? I don't know if you can see this crotch right here, but that is me. That is my crotch. I laid down for the photo, and that's what they captured. That's what they captured is my crotch. So super happy about that. Super happy about that. I actually am totally fine with that. I think that is amazing. And let's see here. I was going to show these posters real quick. AK, so they see my forehead above Paul's. Yeah, where's Paul? Oh, there's Paul. Oh, that's your forehead. Yeah, Paul's peeking out behind Sandy. It's true. And then there is the CIG crew outside of Area 15. Again, Sean Tracy, Sandy Roberts, Galaxica, and Xylo. Again, it's great seeing them all. They were all super nice, by the way. Really friendly. It was just great interacting with them. There is Xylo with oh man, I forget what's her name. Is it? I forget what it is, Star Grandma, something like that. I know Galactica posted it on Twitter. I forget the Granny. Granny, yes, that's Granny. I didn't get to meet her, unfortunately. I did not get to meet her. I got tied up at the Bar Citizen event meeting a lot of great people. Shifty, salute to you. There's some more of the CIG staff, great people, members from Test Squadron. I'm going to get in touch with them soon. We're going to do a memoriam ship for one of the test members that passed away. That was requested of me while I was there, and I'm happy to honor that. So we're going to get that done. So again, great pictures. I'm going to switch over to. Actually, I'll show the posters we did for the signings. By the way, this is one of the posters. So. Who said, someone said they signed their favorite ships, right? They got people to sign their favorite ships. I had a few of those too, so I always signed on the Kraken. just somewhere down here, I think. But yeah, so we did this poster here for Quantum Vegas 2955, and then I also did this one here, was the other poster. It's a little low res at the moment. I don't know why it's having to think, but that's the other poster we did for Quantum Vegas. Yeah, I don't know why it's being weird right now. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm running out of memory. Anyways, that's the other Quantum Vegas poster. Granny Q, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me go back to my pictures here and see what else I have. So here is that backstage picture again. It was really great meeting everyone there. There is all the sponsors logos being shown on stage. Again, great cast of sponsors here. Everyone from Elgato, Cloud Imperium, obviously CLX giving away a big gaming PC. VKB and Thrustmaster. I'm pretty sure Thrustmaster mounts were given away. Obviously, Atmo Esports was there. Met Crucian again. I met Crucian at Equinox last year. It was great seeing him again, too. We need to do something with him. Monster Tech was there. Again, just a whole bunch of people. Great seeing everybody. What else do I have? There is a picture from on stage when Xylo and Sandy were on stage with Paul and Griff doing a chat about sort of some of their past stories. Here is backstage signing the Red Legion banner. That was a hell of a lot of fun. A lot of the CIG members signed it. I signed it, which was really cool. Hopefully I didn't ruin their poster. There is, again, this is when people were filtering in. Seats aren't fully taken up yet, but you can see this event space was incredible. So big shout out to the Quantum planners for picking such an awesome venue. I tell you, if they ever did it again, I would be totally fine doing it at that venue again. It was a lot of fun. It was a really, really cool place to do it. I don't know if they had me sign with a green pen. I can't remember. I don't remember what I thought it was black. Yeah, I got to meet a lot of the Red Legion people. That was great. This was on stage. So this was the mission building contest. There was a mission building contest. And that was judged by some of the CIG people, Sean, Galactica, and Xylo. Everyone came up and presented their missions. It was hosted by Daniel Raymond from Raise Guide. That was a lot of fun. Again, 3 teams developed 3 mission sets, and then they all won, ships and stuff, I believe, based off, first, second, third sort of prizes. So that was really cool. What else we got here? I think I have some more pictures. Here's some pictures from Nate. Here's me and Natronics and Daniel Raymond from Raise God and the Poets. I'll tell you, me and hey, Sir Burticus, hope you're well. We're just going over Quantum Vegas 2955 event. Meeting Natronics from EE Studios and his wife Kim was absolutely amazing. Turns out me and Nate have a ton of stuff in common. It was almost like freaky. We kept calling each other like we must be cousins or something. We just have a ton of stuff that is sort of in sync with each other, and we definitely are going to do some sort of collaboration with EE Studios. For sure, I'm going to have Nate and hopefully his wife Kim on an episode of Starjump Station when I get back from vacation. I'd love to have them on and talk about Quantum Vegas and Machinima and all that stuff. But they were just amazing to meet, really amazing to meet. So that was a lot of fun. What else we got here? Here is all of us at the end on stage. Griff doing his thank yous. And then you can see, Daniel Raymond, Paul, I think that might be Xylo back here, the Poets, Kim, Nate, myself, Galactica, Sandy, Sean, Tracy, and Angie, who is Griff's wife. Again, amazing, amazing, amazing. Yeah, there's some in both the Vegas Bar Citizen Discord and some in the Quantum Vegas Discord. They're in kind of both. And then some of them, I think Natronics just posted a bunch of pictures he took in the Bar Citizen Discord. So yeah, I'm going to do mine as well, but they're in kind of 2 different Discords right now. But that's a great picture there. But yeah, just an amazing event. Here's a picture from my presentation here. I think I was showing off Fleet Command, but talking about how here's the thing. If anyone CIG staff have been posting a bunch of pics on X as well. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I only have this one picture from my presentation. I don't know if anyone that was there took any pictures from my presentation. I'd love it if you do have them. Send them to me. But either way, here's me doing a presentation on both Fleet Viewer, how Fleet Viewer is made, and then of course upcoming stuff like Fleet Command and hopefully bringing base building to Fleet Viewer and stuff like that. So anyway, a hell of a lot of fun. I did have, let me go back here. Let me go back. I did have a couple things. So we all got these. Kavotha, my panel was great, man. People seem to be interested in it. At least they seem to be. I got a few cheers. Everyone seemed interested in it. You may have to ask some people in chat if it was any good. Sitting up on stage, I think I was kind of rushing through some stuff. I probably should have made my presentation a little slower, but I think they appreciate it just because we were running a little bit behind overall for the day. So AA says my panel was great. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. We did get these envelopes at the end of the event, all of us presenters. And then when I open mine up, obviously it's got a very nice thank you card in it. Thank you, Brian or Graham. My name's Brian, real life, by the way, everybody. And of course, we got this really cool, I got a few things. Let me pull the other one out. We also got these really cool Quantum Vegas Challenge coins. You can see it right there. It's got the dice on there. Really, really awesome. And it says on the back of the challenge coin, it says, roll the dice, jump to the stars, Quantum Vegas 2955. I just love the event. It looks like a poker token too, which is super cool. I also got a challenge coin from the Utah Bar Citizens. Really great. Really cool challenge coin. And I gave out a bunch of Starjump challenge coins. I don't know, for those of you that have ever seen. So this is our bigger package. Now, I didn't bring this package for everyone. I had to bring our antiqued, like distressed coins to the event. But I gave away a few of these to CIG members, and these are really cool. They come with a metal Starjump coin card in there, a Starjump patch, leather patch, and of course a Starjump challenge coin, which you can see right here. This is the Starjump org logo. Now this one here is a special version just for me that has my back logo on it, but this is a Starjump coin. Yep, there we go. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So yeah, there was a lot of people exchanging coins, exchanging items, so that was a lot of fun. I was really great to get this get the thank you card and the quantum coin. I appreciate them for doing that. I got a lot of other cool stuff too. You know, got myself a little test squadron koozie holder. Really loved that. Yeah, C Daddy did great. C Daddy, Angry PC Tech did great work. He does the Starjump coins. He also does things like the Starjump patches and stuff like that. And C Daddy, salute to you. I hope you're well, buddy. Durfuba, thank you for the follow. So yes, it was just really cool meeting everybody again. CIG couldn't have been nicer. And just again, great ambassadors. Xylo, Galactica, really good at getting energy moving. Sandy could not have been sweeter and just more in it. I mean, again, like I said, if you wanted a photo or just wanted to chat with her about something, she was always willing. And of course, Sean, it was just exciting to talk to someone like Sean Tracy, who's been there from the beginning. And being able to talk about game engines with Sean Tracy was just super cool. So I have a lot of friends in the game industry, like I told you. I actually originally went to school for game design. I went to college for that. It was my last year, actually, my senior year, that I switched to more of a film and television route. But, you know, a lot of my friends are still in the game industry, and so it's always fun to talk to game developers. I feel like a little bit of a kindred connection there with him. But a lot of fun. A lot of fun. All I can do is, if you've never been to a Bar Citizen event, now this was a little bigger than like a standard Bar Citizen. Obviously, this was more like a fan convention. But if you can ever go to something like that, or ever even just go to a Bar Citizen event, even if it's just at a restaurant or a bar with like 5 to 10 Star Citizen fans, definitely go. It's a hell of a lot of fun. By the way, I did wear the new Starjump hats. These are coming for everybody. You'll be able to buy these off the store. They come in a lot of different colors and stuff. These are coming. But yeah, it was just a lot of fun. And again, one of the highlights for me was when it came time for the meet and greet. I put out all the Starjump posters, and everyone just formed this huge line. They all had Starjump posters, and they went to the CIG table, the E Studios table, and then the me and Paul Shelley table, and got all of our autographs. And it was just so cool to see all the signatures on the Starjump posters, which was really, really cool because the Starjump posters were originally kind of an afterthought. I had sent them out to the event more as just like if you want a poster, grab one. But they ended up becoming the thing that everyone signed, which is really cool. Almost Nova says those little bronze pens went out of stock quick. Oh yeah, let me talk about those. So I brought a bunch of these. These are little. This one my daughter colored on with a black marker. Sorry, but there's these little bronze Starjump pens. You can see there. Yeah, and they're pens. And I brought a bunch of these. Now, not a lot. I think I brought like 100 of them because that's all I had left from the Equinox event. And I just poured them out on the table, and they went real quick. I was glad to see that. I'm going to have to order a bunch more of these. If you ever come to a Bar Citizen or any sort of fan convention that Starjump has a presence at, whether we have a booth or something like that, I usually have these little bronze pens. They're pretty cool. Pretty high quality too. But I do need to get some more of these made. I do need to get some more of these made because they're all gone now. They're all done. But anyway, hell of a lot of fun. Definitely go to one of these if you can. I personally really hope Quantum Vegas happens next year. I don't know if it will. These are very expensive, very risky endeavors to put on. Big shout out to all the Soul Citizens, New Soul Sounds, and then all the other people that helped out. I know there was people from Test Squadron helping out. Just everyone that came out and helped out. It's too many names to mention, but damn. A lot of work, but it went off smooth and flawlessly. Fastcart says a lot of work. Absolutely. Hey, there's EE Studios. Quantum Vegas was awesome, and so are you. Thank you very much, Nate. I appreciate you. Salute to you. I was just telling everyone that meeting you was great. I felt like we were cousins. We were so in sync. It's just great meeting you. I will say, though, I do hope there is... Oh, and congratulations to EE Studios. They won one of the Machinima Awards. Well-deserved, by the way. But it was just a great event, and I sincerely hope they do it next year. If they do it next year, I would love to be a presenter again. If they don't need me as a presenter, I will be there just to be there. And it was just a hell of a lot of fun. My wife wants to go next time. She was a little jealous that she didn't go this time. So maybe it'll be the full Starjump family out there next time. But hopefully later this year or sometime next spring, I am trying to put on a Starjump Bar Citizen event here in Columbus. I'm going to try to. I need to talk to Nick at night and kind of get some advice on how to properly do one. Socially Confused says, was the event recorded? Yes, it was, I believe. I think Soul Citizens it'll probably come out on the Quantum Vegas channel at some point. Socially Confused. I know there's some bootleg videos out there of it, but they're not very good quality. I would wait till the more official ones come out at some point. So, which they will. But yes. Hell of a lot of fun. Okay. Rocky Thompson says, Columbus, are you in Ohio? I am in Ohio. I used to live in New York City for a long time, about 20 years almost. Now I live in Columbus, Ohio. I don't know if you went to, Rocky, if you happened to go to the Equinox event last summer here in Columbus at COSI. The museum. There was a big Equinox Star Citizen event. It was super awesome. Starjump was there. We had a booth. But yes, I'm in Columbus. Do plan on doing a Starjump Bar Citizen here at some point. Thinking about doing it at Mufasa says, I was at Equinox last summer. It was fun. Awesome, Mufasa. I hope we met. There was so many people I met. It was hard to remember everyone I met. But yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Quantum Vegas, totally awesome, totally amazing. Let's move on to the next thing I wanted to do, though, which was the RSI Meteor. The RSI Meteor. Mufasa says, "Nah, I'm too shy at events." Don't be shy. Just grab me. I'm just a person, too. Just grab me. Rocky says, "No, just moved back from New Jersey. Definitely looking forward to that." Yeah, awesome. Yeah, 100%. I want to put together something. There's a lot of cool places here in town to kind of do Bar Citizen events. And there are Star Citizen Bar Citizens here, though. There are Star Citizen Bar Citizens here. There is Citizen Spooner rating with 101 viewers, sending the Kraken heading right for us. Spooner, I hope you're well. Salute to you. Piss Poor Pete and Citizen Spooner both rating today. Thank you very much. Citizen Spooner, did you have a good stream, buddy? I hope you did. Everyone, if you haven't followed Citizen Spooner before, please go give him a follow. I need to shout out both Piss Poor Pete and Spooner. Let me see if I can do that properly. Did I do that? I think so. There we go. Okay, there it is. Everyone, make sure you give them a follow if you haven't already. If you're coming over from Citizen Spooner's channel, do not forget we are giving away an RSI Perseus gunship. There's the link to the Gleam giveaway site. There's multiple ways to enter for free, like following this channel and other things. Thank you for the follows, by the way. You're all sending the javelin overhead. We are giving away an RSI Perseus probably on the last week, the very last day of July. I may extend it one more week past that because I want to do some promotional videos for it. But yes, giving away an RSI Perseus. Make sure you enter. There's a lot of ways to enter to win that for free. So make sure you get in on that. All right. I'm going to turn off my follow alert for a minute here so the javelin doesn't fly over. Thank you for all those follows, by the way. I really appreciate it. Celestial, Broken, Minimal, Joe. Appreciate all those follows. You're all amazing. We crossed the 5,000 follower mark a few weeks ago, so I do appreciate that to everyone. Stern Alex says I need to get frames for those posters. Yes, get frames for your Starjump posters. Texas Horny Toad, salute to you. Hope you're well, buddy. We're going to watch the RSI Meteor trailer or Behind the Ships episode. New ship coming from RSI for 4.2.1. All right, here we go. Let's watch it. I'll probably pause it a few times here. You all know we talk spaceships. I have seen this already, so this isn't a first react, but I haven't responded to the RSI Meteor since this was announced because I was at Quantum Vegas. So we're going to watch this, and we'll talk about it.
The Meteor is, at its core, a medium fighter you can spend your time on, you can live on it. It's got everything you'd need to live out in space.
What did you first think when you heard we were taking the Mantis?
Volume's a little low. I don't know why, everybody.
Mantis is a wonderful ship. I just like fighters more.
I was excited because the Mantis is quite a well-known ship.
We want to give justice to the Mantis, but we also want to make it more aggressive, more
They did give
sleek.
away a Meteor at
I think we got to it.
Quantum.
Starting with the front, first thing that you're going to notice on this bad boy is the...
Let's pause it there for a minute. So obviously the big thing with this one, Mr. Jackson, thank you for the follow. The big one with this one, everybody, it's got 6 pilot control guns. 4 of those are the size 4s, and are they size 4s or size 3s? I can't remember. Size 4s, right? These are size 4s. And then those are size 3. Okay, thank you. Size 3. I thought they were size 3. So 4 size 3, and then 2 size 5 bespoke cannons. Okay. Really, really cool. Eagle, just subscribed for 6 months in a row. Thank you, Eagle. And by the way, again, Citizen Spooner, thank you for that follow, buddy. I appreciate it. Salute to you and your amazing community. So it comes with a lot of guns, again, based obviously off the Mantis chassis, and looks pretty sharp. I wasn't super interested in this ship, but honestly, the more I've seen it, the more kind of interested I get. I think it'll definitely be an earning game for me, as will a lot of combat-based ships. Citizen Spooner, thank you for subscribing, sending the Kraken overhead, the best ship in the game, as you know. Well, not in the game, but the best ship, as you know. Citizen Spooner says, how was Vegas? Vegas was amazing. We just went over all of Quantum Vegas. It was an absolutely amazing event. And because, why not, I will show a couple of those pictures again. Got to meet Sandy Roberts. how cool is that? I get to meet Sandy Roberts, which is super cool. Got to meet all kinds of amazing people. Going through the pictures once again, it was just a cool event. There's Paul Shelley, the astro historian, and we met, signed autographs together. There's a bunch of us backstage, the poets, myself, Paul Shelley, Sandy Roberts, Xylo, a whole crew back here, Nate from EE Studios, Daniel Raymond, of course, and all kinds of other people hanging out. It was just a fantastic event. There's Nate and his wife Kim watching one of their videos play out during the lunch break. As you can see, just an incredible event. Lots of fun. There's me during my presentation. Just a lot of fun. There is Cloud Imperium people signing autographs. There's Starjump posters down there. Always cool to see the Starjump posters around. You know what? Real quick here. Almost Ova says, I heard CR made an appearance. He did. He did over phone. Sandy called Chris Roberts on the phone. She was standing right next to me. She called him on video chat. I looked over. I saw Chris's face, and he spoke to the crowd through the microphone, which was really cool, and just thanked everyone for being there, which it was like 2 in the morning his time, I think in Manchester time. So how awesome was that? That even at 2 in the morning, he got on the voice chat like that, the FaceTime, and got on, and they held the microphone up and talked to the crowd and just told everyone how appreciative he was and to have a great time. I think that's really cool and speaks volumes. So great to see that. Let's continue with the video.
2 bespoke size 5 ballistic cannons that we ended up adding.
They're massive guns, and who doesn't?
I do love the look of these guns, and I do love that CIG is starting to put ship names a little bigger and bolder on some of these ships. They did it on the Polaris. They did it on the Meteor. I'm hoping we're going to see the same thing on the Perseus. I just love some of that decal labeling on the ships. I would love for some older ships to get that, especially the bigger ones like the Carrack and stuff like that. I think that'd be really cool. Some of them do have it, but it's really small. I love when they put it almost like branded decals. I think that's really cool.
I like massive guns.
If you've never used a cannon before, they'll be very low rate of fire, but the amount of damage that you're going to do when you hit is absolutely insane. Repeaters, you're going bam, 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 bam. Gatling is just brrrr. Cannons are bam, 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 bam. Enemy down. Devastating in the hands of a skilled pilot.
As you come around, you can see the similarities between the Polaris and the Meteor. It's like you took a Mantis exterior and then asked the person who made the Polaris exterior to find a middle ground.
When I was working.
So let's talk a little bit about that for a minute. I do really, many of you have heard me say this before, that I think the Polaris is the best exterior they've ever done. I think it sets a high watermark for ship exteriors for sure. That's an easy statement to make. And I do see the translation over to the Mantis chassis from some of that exterior design aesthetic. And I really love it. I've never been a big fan of the Mantis, actually. It's just not a ship for me. But I love the exterior of this one, again, because it's borrowing some of that design language from the Polaris in terms of just its greeble, its panel, its paintwork. I really think this is a good sign for the Perseus. For those of you that are excited about the Perseus, if this and the Polaris are inspiration for Perseus exterior, and we all know what the Perseus exterior concept stuff looks like, I mean, we're in for a real treat, right? About the Verse, just subscribe. Thank you, About the Verse. Appreciate you. Salute to you. But let's keep going.
Working on this, I took like a lot
Thank
of
you,
inspiration
Prophetic
from
Plays.
Polaris. I worked on the exterior of that ship for a long time, so I think it's absolutely ingrained in my mind. Although the RSI style of what was back then and what it is now is different, and so there was like this balance that I had to hit.
Underneath, we have a
One thing I do really like about this ship is like the aggressive nature of it. The guns kind of all sticking forward up here. It just looks really, really aggressive. That's something that all the panel, the sort of integrated and overlapping panels that is sort of a mainstay for RSI design. that really starts to feel aggressive on some of these sort of military or combat focused ships, and I do love that. Again, I think that's a great sign for the Perseus. We had a question from White Denim saying, related to earning ships in game, what do you folks think the post 1.0 prices will be? 3 to 5 current price times the current price, or even more? I think it's hard to know till we see where that economy nets out. I think ship prices, components, weapons, armor, all those prices are just going to constantly be in flux until the economy gets to a settled state. And once that happens, I think CIG will be able to do a final pass on that. As a matter of fact, I think that will be one of the final things they do before the game is pushed to 1.0. When we're in that beta phase, I think the beta phase of the game's development is going to be all about balance, right? Playability, but also balance. And specifically with the economy and price balance pass, I think that's what it's going to focus heavily on.
Size for hardpoint that can fit on size 4 rack, single S4 missiles. You can swap those down to 2 size 3s, 4 size 2s, or
I love the missile
8
bay.
size 1s.
The way the hatch is open at the bottom and that whole new like lower section, it kind of like fattens it up a bit, and it just looks a little bit more aggressive, which to me is never a bad thing.
Interior, as soon as you end up going up the ramp, that's had a nice little...
I do hope we get a lot of this missile loadout customization that they're bringing into the game with some of these ships. I do hope that comes to a lot of the other ships. I really do. Serberticus says, and Galaxy. Yeah, again, 100%. I just said Perseus because it's in active development. I think this just is a really good sign for the Perseus, for the Galaxy, for the Apollo. See, we haven't seen the Apollo yet either, but it's a really good sign for some of these RSI ships. I think CIG's really getting the RSI design language down, right? They really are.
Lighting effect added for it. You'll go in and see that the inside has been completely remodeled from the old Mantis interior.
The Zeus did so much for bringing that interior design language for RSI forward. Thank you, Montreal team. It's a lot sleeker now. There's
Very
these really
Zeus
clear blue
on the
lines that
inside.
run through the core of the ship. They go up the walls, onto the ceiling. They frame the parts of your room. You've got nice floor mats as well. It just feels more cohesive. So the cockpit is all framing your eye towards that massive glass canopy that you're familiar with on the Mantis. We've taken the Zeus seat to another
Looks
level,
good.
improving the back-end workflow of how we use it, which is going to improve all RSI ships going forward.
Looks really good. Hudson Ox says, Starjump Grim, question, do you think it's unfair that medium fighters differ so much in terms of armament? For example, when comparing the RSI Meteor and the Mirai Guardian. Yeah, I don't think it's unfair. I think all these ships are still a little bit in flux. I mean, to me, the fact that they're trying to do any sort of balance whatsoever at this stage is kind of, in a sense, it's wasted time. It's not wasted if you enjoy playing the game as is now, because you want some semblance of balance. But I personally think they should just release ships and worry about balance closer to 1.0. So I think some of the armament changes that we're seeing or some of the armament options that we're seeing in medium fighters, I do think that's going to carry over into heavy fighters and stuff. I think that'll eventually happen. For example, especially on missile switch outs and stuff like that. I could really see that happening. We're still a ways off from that, in my opinion. So is it unfair? I don't know if I'd call it unfair. I think it's just, again, it's a continued evolution of the ship development. Obviously, medium fighters are getting some interesting options, but I do think we're going to see that filter into other ship classes. At least I think so. I'm speculating on that, by the way, but let's keep going.
Turning around from the seat, you can catch really quick that we do have a button. And when you press that, you will have a weapon rack that's coming out of the floor.
There's a scene in John Wick where he hits the floor with a sledgehammer to reveal all of his guns and the stash. And we were like, we can't do that, but we could make kind of a secret button on the bulkhead that pops out the floor. So every ship I work on, I make sure to put some kind of inspection sticker on that lists the designers and artists that worked on it. And for this ship, we've added someone else.
Someone else?
Yeah, okay, let me read you that.
No, I'll be someone else.
The paints on this one were fun
Thank
to
you,
do.
Grim Reaper.
We wanted to kind of get that iridescence going, and yeah, I feel like we covered a wide spectrum of tastes.
It looks great.
The default we ended up changing out for our darker paint tone. This way you'll be a little bit stealthier. I think it looks really cool. We have
I
our
love some of these
red
paint
one,
jobs, though. They killed it on this. I want to get some of these paint
teal
jobs for the
one,
Polaris.
And then probably my personal favorite, our disco livery.
You know, you're trying to bring the ship to a new level whilst also paying homage to what it was. And it was a really unique challenge that I really appreciated getting the chance to work on.
This will be coming with 4.2.1, everybody.
It's for Jared.
It's not for me. Might be for people like me. Who's the ship for?
For people who likes to look cool and play cool.
For people who want to have a daily flyer that packs a huge punch.
This should be for me. That's it.
It's for your militaristic fighter that just wants that ship they're never going to stop driving.
Who is this ship for?
John Wick.
There's John Wick. So yeah, I mean, I think it's really cool. I think this ship had to happen. I did hear some people complaining that they didn't want it to be combat focused. They were hoping for something more like an exploration ship or something. I think at this stage, by the way, where CIG is just sort of pumping out some of these variants while they work on some of these bigger ships, I think it's okay. Again, you're going to have combat options. We have been getting some industrial options. I do hope we get more industrial options. I think as some of those other gameplay loops come online, specifically thinking about crafting, research, and stuff like that, we're going to see ships come online that deal with that gameplay loop. So I'm really excited to see crafting ships that have crafting stations on board, like mobile crafting stations. I'm excited to see ships that develop that dive into the research side of science gameplay. So, for example, I could for sure see ships like the Carrack being able to do some levels of research with all of its computers on board. I don't know. We'll have to see how CIG does that. But I would love to see additional gameplay loops get some attention once those gameplay loops are ready to be touched on, right? They're just kind of not ready yet. Fastcar says, I'm curious how... I'm curious how Starjump Grim compares the Meteor as a medium fighter to a heavy fighter. You know, it's interesting. I just got to see how it plays, Fastcar. I'm not sure. It's all going to come down to how effective those size 5 bespoke cannons are. And, you know, I still think the delineation between medium fighter and heavy fighter in Star Citizen is still a little weird for me. I'm kind of curious to see how it fully nets out in balancing, not just with armament and DPS, but also maneuvering, armor, maelstrom, final component passes, resource management, all that stuff. Once all those chips are in place, I think CIG will finally be able to sort of turn the adjustment knobs on these ships to really give medium and heavy fighters good delineation. I'm not sure where the Meteor is going to sit quite yet. By the way, the Meteor does sit pretty comfortably in the Polaris for those that were curious about that. Let's see here. Going back, there's some more pictures from our quantum event. So what do you all think? What do you all think of the RSI Meteor? Let me know in chat. Is it a ship you're buying? If you're going to buy the Meteor, type 1 in chat. Put the number 1 in chat. If you're not going to buy the Meteor, put number 2 in chat. Let's see what the chorus says here. Very curious about this ship. A lot of people have been asking for a Mantis variant for a long time. Humphreys, I see your 3 there, Humphreys. I see it. It seems like it's a really kind of an all-over mix, isn't it? A lot of 1s and a lot of 2s. And that to me seems about right. That seems about right for this. C Daddy CIG says 1. Yeah. Fast Cart says 2. Citizen Ninja 1. Cerberticus 2. Yeah, it's sometimes these variants very much, I think, fall in that sort of place where it's a variant of an existing ship and it's a combat variant, so it's immediately usable in the game. For that to sort of sit in the halfway point, I think is a good place for it to be. Meaning that some people are going to love it, some are going to hate it. Instead of it being universally hated or universally loved, I think if it can sit in that halfway point, that's totally fine for the ship. I know on several other content creators' channels we've talked a lot about, and just behind the scenes, we've talked a lot about the whole year of variants thing. We have seen a lot of variants this year, from the Fortune to Super Hornet variants to Guardian MX to now to this, the RSI Meteor. But you got to remember, and I've said this openly on chats before, CIG has to leverage work they've created. Even in the work I do for television and film, there's times where we'll do what's known as graphic toolkits for television, right? So like if you watch a sports game or the Super Bowl, all the graphics for the scores and all that stuff. We don't always start from scratch every time. As a matter of fact, it's kind of silly to do that, to literally start from scratch every time. It's a really inefficient way of working. CIG has already got a huge assortment of ships. I'm not saying every ship should have a variant, but when they are spending so much time working on a lot of unique ships this year, which they also are, we can't forget that, pumping out these variants, I think, is a really smart way to continue monetization, which they do have to monetize, everybody. It is a business. They have payroll to pay, okay, to keep bringing in money, to take those ships that were super niche. So, for example, the Valkyrie, the Prospector, the Mantis, and gives those hulls a new lease on life with ships like the Asgard, the Meteor, the Fortune. Give those ships new lease on life by giving them new roles to focus on to appeal to different players. I think that's a great thing. They have to do that. I've been pretty vocal in saying that CIG needs to take pretty much every large and capital ship and do variants of them, because take a ship like the Perseus, or if not variants, they definitely need to make kits for them. And the reason is, let's take the Polaris, okay? They spent so much time on the Polaris, and it is a flexible ship, but they spent so much time on it that it makes sense to leverage that work that they already did on such a big ship and make an alternate variant of the ship, or sell kits for it to further customize the progression of that ship. I think the Kraken, for example, which we now know is in pre-production, the Kraken is 100% a ship that they need to have yet a third variant for. I've said before that the Kraken makes a better hospital ship than the Endeavour Hope. The Kraken is a ship that literally has an open deck. Medical ships can land on it, bring the patient out, go straight to medical bay down in the cargo area, devote that to a hospital, and boom, you have an amazing hospital ship. I think all large and capital ships should have variants, in my opinion. Only because CIG needs to leverage the work they've done on those, because it's an efficient way of making money. It's an efficient way of putting another ship in the verse, and it's an efficient way of appealing to more players, right? Because there's a lot of people that want a particular ship, and they won't buy it because the role doesn't appeal to them, but they love the look of it, right? I've heard a lot of people, for example, say they love the Perseus, but but they're not into combat, but they do love the look of the Perseus. So it'd be cool if there was a Perseus variant, right? Maybe it's still combat focused, but maybe it does combat in a different way. Maybe it's not an offensive ship, and maybe more of a defensive ship, right? Could there be a mine laying variant of the Perseus? I don't know. Christian says yes, 890A gunboat. Yeah. And look, again, I'm not saying that every single ship should have one. I guess that is sort of what I said. But I would just say that every large and capital ship needs to be taken a look at by CIG and said, hey, is there opportunity for leverage here to exploit the work that's already been done on this? I think that would be a smart thing. There may be some ships that does not apply to, but I think that every ship should be looked at in that way. And there's different ways of doing that. Fat Doc says modularity. Modularity is one way of doing it. The kits are another way of doing it. So with the Idris, we get the torpedo kit, we get the K kit, all that. So the kits are another interesting way of doing it, and then variants are a third way of doing it. So there's sort of three paths there. And I think for all capitals, all large ships, they need to look at all three of those paths and see if there is a way to further delineate the ship. Or if not give the ship a completely different role, then allow some progression with the ship. So one of the things I talked to with people at Quantum Vegas about was that Dragonfly room on the Kraken. So many people asked me about that. They said, do you think CIG is going to keep it a Dragonfly Bay? My answer to that was, I think so, because I think they're going to try to honor the original concept pitch of that being a Dragonfly Bay. But if I could have, like, if I was at CIG and I could voice my opinion on this, which I can't and I'm not, but if I was, I would 100% say that the Dragonfly Bay should be a modular room, right? So it can be a Dragonfly Bay, but it could also maybe be, a different type of room. Maybe it's a brig or whatever the case may be, right? I 100% think that could be an option. Hell, maybe there could be a cargo module option that where you have your big cargo bay at the bottom of the Kraken with the bottom loading elevators. Maybe there's a small secondary shielded cargo room up there with the top entryway that opens for the Dragonflies to leave, but instead that'll just be a top loading spot for smuggled cargo. I think that could be cool too. Stern says he likes the idea of a kit for the Polaris, one that replaces the manned nose turret with a beam weapon. 100%. I am all for CIG putting more kits into the game. Sir Burticus says Dragonfly Bay should be a medical bay. I agree with that. 100% agree with that. But essentially what I'm just saying here is that especially the big ships that they're putting a lot of work into, I just want CIG to find as many ways possible to leverage the work they're doing. That's all. That's all. Fast car. Starjump Grim. Rokus posted, am I saying that right? Rokus? Posted a couple pics from your presentation. Oh, awesome. Awesome. I'll have to look at that. I'll have to look at that. Oh, yes. Thank you. Yes, Ruckus did. Oh, Ruckus got some good pictures here. Let me find one from the presentation here. Bear with me. Bear with me, everybody. Bear with me. Let's see here. Let me pull up. Let me pull up something real quick, everybody. Just a second. Just a second. There is, oh no, where'd the image go? Oh yeah, there is an image. Let me bring that up. There is an image of serious fun. I was on stage talking about Fleet Command. Here's some additional images. There's me on stage with our good buddy Serious Fun talking about Fleet Viewer. Again, just a hell of a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun doing this presentation. Thank you, Rokus, for taking those. I do appreciate it. I was hoping to have a picture of me yapping on stage, and you grabbed one. Rokus, thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate it. I hope I'm saying your name right. If not, please correct me. Please correct me. Oh, yeah, there's more pictures popping in the chat here. I'll have to look through those. But, yeah, absolutely fun. Fun event. What else? Okay, a couple things. So I did want to do, so again, everybody, I'm leaving on vacation tomorrow and I won't be back to the following Saturday. So I'll be back on the 26th of July, real close to our Perseus giveaway. Make sure you share that Perseus giveaway with friends and all that kind of good stuff. Oh yeah, Natronics put up a picture. Thank you, Nate. Yep, thank you very much. Some more people have posted some pictures for me. I really appreciate that. Natronics sent me a picture. Yeah, okay, great. So yes, I will be going on vacation. We'll be back on the 26th. I'll be making a lot of content when I get back. We will do the Perseus giveaway. Make sure you share that link with your friends, your communities. Get in on that. Everyone's got an equal chance to win. Those of you that donated during the St. Jude charity drive in April and May, remember, for every $10 you donated towards St. Jude, you're getting an extra entry. Okay. So I will calculate those in. Don't worry. But yeah, Perseus giveaway going on. Don't forget to get in on that. The link is in chat there, that Gleam link. Adam, sorry, buddy. We're getting close to wrapping it up, but hang on, we're not done yet. But yeah, get in on that Perseus giveaway. That's going to be a big one. That's going to be a mega ship when it comes out towards the end of the year. So yes, however, I will probably be putting out 2 videos this week. I'm going to schedule them to go live. One is going to be on, they're going to be YouTube pre-recorded videos. One is going to be me talking about whales and Star Citizen. So people that buy a lot of ships, spend a lot of money. Going to talk a little bit about that. And then the other one is going to be about me talking, let's see here. Let me go to it. Stand by. Oh yeah, and the other one is going to be about the cheating stuff going on in Star Citizen and my thoughts on that. So we're going to have sort of 2 videos come out with my thoughts on both of those topics. Now, someone said you never talked about what the dev said. Okay, so I had 2 bits of interesting news I thought the dev said that I thought were pretty cool. One, that I heard that CIG had or was doing some experiments with AI-driven NPC dialogue, which I thought was pretty cool. We've all seen some tests and demos out there in the gaming world of modders doing that and game studios doing that. It would only make sense that CIG would possibly look into some stuff like that, even if it's for testing purposes. Maybe it'll never see the light of day. But one of the things that was talked about was that CIG is going to have such a massive universe with so many NPCs that it would be really cool if some of their dialogue was driven that way. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then the other thing was, again, surrounding the Balakar. Here's what I was told by some devs was that there's some really amazing content coming up for the rest of this year that's going to blow us all away. I think some of you probably saw that in 4.3 they're going to be bringing on additional weather effects like snow, so very excited about that. But there's going to be some really cool events coming through the content stuff, the content focused patches the rest of the year, so stay tuned for that. I was told that we are going to see a water Valakar, which I'm super excited for. I think a water Valakar would be really cool. I'm hoping we get all kinds of cool Valakars throughout this year. Maybe it'll coalesce into some more fauna coming into the game too, like the space whale and stuff like that. So we'll see. But again, that's what we talked about. Those are a little bit of the nuggets I got. Not a bunch of huge stuff, but again, I thought that was really cool to hear. So that's about it, everyone. Again, be gone for a little bit, but when I get back, we'll be right towards the end of the Perseus giveaway, which will be pretty damn big. Who's excited for the Perseus? How many people do we have excited for the Perseus? Hopefully a lot. Hopefully a lot. Let's see here. I'm looking at something real quick here. We are going to stand by here. Hold on, everybody. Okay, here we go. Stand by, everybody. I'm looking up one thing real quick here. Okay. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. I appreciate everyone coming into chat. Our CIG folks, C Daddy, thank you very much, C Daddy. Appreciate you always coming to hang out and stuff. Thank you to all the people I met at Quantum Vegas 2955. It was one of the funnest events I've ever been to. I really hope they do it again next year, meeting everybody, all of you in chat. If I met you in person at Quantum, just let you know it was one of the highlights of my Star Citizen life. It was just absolutely amazing. I hope they do it again next year. It really got me pumped to do a Starjump Bar Citizen sometime later this year. Joe Burton, thank you for the follow. So again, really, really appreciate it. No problem, Ruckus. Hope you enjoy the Starjump posters. It was just an awesome event. For those of you that have never met any of the CIG folks, especially some of those senior people like Sandy Roberts and Sean Tracy and stuff like that, they did not disappoint. I really cannot say anything bad about any of them. They were completely lovely people. And you know, again, even someone like Sandy Roberts, co-founder on the board of Cloud Imperium, to show up to a fan event like they do, she showed up. She was eager to take pictures with anyone. She hung out with the crowd. She hung out with the fans. There was only a couple times she would go back to the backstage area. She hung out though out in the group there, watching the presentations, involved. She talked with people about random things. Talked about her love of the game. She video called Chris and had him speak to everyone in attendance. She was just absolutely amazing. I can't say anything. I can't say. I can't even think of words to describe how awesome she was to the crowd. So big shout out. Sean Tracy as well. Just absolutely cool dude. Really would love to talk and meet with him again. And then Galactica and Xylo, if you've ever had an issue, you know, or run-ins with them at any past events or on streams or stuff like that, they put a ton of work into these type of events, and it was really, really cool. To my fellow presenters, Natronics, Kim Ellis, the Poets, Paul Shelley, Daniel Raymond, all of them. All the Soul Citizens, New Soul Sounds, just everyone that put it on. Big shout out to you all. Amazed. It's truly am blown away. So hopefully we'll do it again next year. And those of you that didn't come, make sure you come. Vegas is a hell of a cool place to do a Bar Citizen or fan event like this for. We're going to raid Tom Beckhauser today. Make sure you give him some Starjump love when you go over. It looks like he's playing some Star Citizen. At least I think he is. Yes, he is. Playing some Star Citizen. I want to send you over there. Hey, everyone, have a great day. Look out for those videos next week. And I'll be back on the 26th, and we'll get right back to Star Citizen content. And yes, the Meteor will be coming to Starjump Fleet Viewer very soon. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.